We have an education-related story that I found super fascinating, and it has to do with a UCLA student by the name of Diego Sepulveda. And he's an illegal immigrant who got accepted to UCLA and did not have the money to pay for the tuition. So he decided that he's going to work 3 jobs and he's going to go to extreme lengths to make sure that he gets the education that he's worked hard for.
An illegal immigrant, he got into UCLA and he wants to work 3 jobs. I don't want that guy in the country.
Oh, terrible guy. He's illegal. Let's kick him out.
Right. He's sucking our resources, that guy.
Yeah. So we have a video.
By the way, if he's in illegally, he is in illegally. I'm just saying that the stereotype of the illegal immigrant is often wrong. Okay, continue.
So we have a video report, and it explains some of the things that he had to go through while attending UCLA.
This is an ABC World News story.
Finally, a young man determined to be the first in his family to get a college education, vaulting over the odds to do it. It's a story with a twist, especially in these political times. David Muir brings it to us.
Ever since high school, I always knew I wanted to go to UCLA, but I never saw it as accessible or affordable or even just a possibility.
Not even a possibility, he thought. And yet at 22, Diego Sepulveda is now a senior at UCLA. He says his parents work in sweatshops in East LA. He worked full-time at Subway and at McDonald's to earn the money.
All my money went to tuition and books. I was walking around hungry all the time. I didn't have clean clothes a lot of the time. I would wear the same thing for maybe 3 days.
On campus, where most of us see labs and lecture halls, Diego also sees a place to sleep.
When I didn't have a place to sleep or when I didn't have a place to go, I started staying in the dorm lounges, in the library.
Or he would come to this student center.
I would sleep on this couch.
Going home means 4 buses and 4 hours.
We've been on the bus and it's tiring.
To that tiny apartment where he grew up.
My sister sleeps on this bed and my parents sleep on this one. This couch is where I actually slept. I love this couch. This couch is like my best friend.
And out back?
And we're going into what I call my backyard. We have a washer. We have to keep it outside because it doesn't fit in the apartment.
Not afraid to show us where he comes from, Diego was also not afraid to reveal something else. He is one of those undocumented illegals we've all been arguing about. His parents moved him here from Mexico when he was just 4.
I can't receive any scholarships. I don't receive work studies. I just want to go to school. I just want to get my degree.
Friends who've watched him work so hard now watch over him. A food pantry and a small room near school now offered to him rent-free.
I've never had half of the room, so this is just like an honor. And
an honor, he says, aware his status is part of a national debate.
No matter what, I'm going to finish UCLA, and I'm really optimistic about my future.
An uncertain future, but so was the thought of college when he was young. David Muir, ABC News.
I hate that kid. He's a prick, and I want him out of the country. First of all, what's the deal with his couch being his best friend? What a loser. JR, do you have something to say?
I just wanted to point out,
USC
follows the rules of this country.
Oh, please.
Okay, good. Go ahead. Bring it on. Bring it on. Yeah, go ahead. Give me more of that. Yeah, it's a nice story. A nice story about sort of giving him access to the pantry. Mm-hmm. His house there, his parents' house, looks lovely.
Oh God, it's so sad. We did a story like a couple months back about a girl who graduated from high school with a 4.0. She was also an illegal immigrant, and she had honors, everything. She was ready to go to college. I forget which university she got accepted to, but she got accepted to a university she really wanted to attend, but she wasn't going to get any financial aid because of her citizenship status. And Jake and I had a debate.
I thought they were draining our resources. I thought they were ruining the education system and the hospitals.
And they're also taking all the jobs that we really want to do.
Oh, wait a minute. He's not getting any financial aid, and he's sleeping on a different sofa every night.
No, unacceptable.
But
Kick
he is
him out.
getting free Campbell's from the other UCLA students.
Those free Campbells belong to some of our white students that are citizens of the United States, okay?
Yeah,
Disgusting.
Right, yeah, I mean, that's, we don't just have a bean with bacon soup lying around for everybody. By the way, it's a delicious soup.
Bean with bacon?
Oh, delicious Campbell's soup. Had it many times growing up. No, it's a nice story. But I mean, where's the nonsense about it? First of all, I just flat out don't believe that story. It is almost not that story. I believe Diego Sepulveda. I don't believe him to be an actor. I can't believe his bus ride takes 4 hours. 4 buses or not. That's an exaggeration.
That's what you don't believe? Are you kidding me? You live in Los Angeles. Have you ever taken the bus?
That's a good one.
Exactly.
Have you seen me?
Yes, I've seen you. Mr.
Yeah,
makes fun of me for the $800 a month apartment.
I take the bus. I'm white, okay? I don't even know where a bus stop is. No, I'm kidding. But no, I haven't taken the bus. But no, I took the bus all the time growing up in D.C.
D.C. is totally... Get out of... Ben,
I'm just saying... No, I'm now explaining the other thing. I'm not adverse to... I mean, I'm a 43-year-old man and I own a car. So I'm just saying, other times in my life, I took public transportation. Yeah, L.A. is more spread out. I still have a tough time believing it takes 4 hours every day.
I believe it.
Every day takes 4 hours?
I believe it, yes.
It's going from the east side of L.A. to the west side. The guy, Jesus, nodding his head. 4 hours?
I took the parts of the subway are the best thing about the public transportation system here. I took that and then the bus. Or used to be over here when I lived in the valley, barely in the valley. It took me 2 hours. It's amazing. Okay. And the subway's a great part of it. So if you're all buses,
Okay, but I'm just saying, but the guy, he doesn't live in Simi Valley. I mean, I got you. I'm just saying, again, it's not 4. I'll give him 240, which is brutal because he's got to go back and forth. That's nearly 6 hours a day. It doesn't take 4 hours to get there and 4 hours to get back. He's not spending 8 hours a day on the bus. That's it. That's my whole point. Is anybody going to argue that he spends 8 hours a day on the bus? No. Okay, I've lost all of you now. All right, good.
Says the man who took a bus once in his life in D.C.
No, I didn't. I took it once. I had to get off halfway. I called my daddy, pick me up. I was really scared. No, I took the bus. I took the bus all the time in high school. But but DC much smaller. You didn't. It wasn't.
Of course, yeah. That's what I'm trying to say.
No, what I don't believe are the stories that they're draining the resources. It's never followed up with any information. I don't believe that the education system is getting ruined by illegal immigrants or the healthcare system.
I know.
The healthcare system, first of all, is a catastrophe in states that don't have a big illegal immigrant issue. So is education, and public education, has been headed to catastrophic issues for a long time. The decaying of American cities has more to do with that than anything else. So my hunch is it's not a huge help, but the notion that it's a giant problem that if we solve illegal immigration, thank God our education and healthcare systems are saved. Come on, it's not a big resource problem in any way. It's just it's a giant misdirection on the part of conservatives. And I have one other really, really, really good point. Oh yeah, like that kid, Diego Sepulveda. Like don't give him a path to citizenship. Because if you give him a 10-year path to citizenship, it could take 10 years. He could have to fill out 1 billion forms. You know what he's going to do? Fill out those forms. He's going to do it. He'll wait. And in the meantime, you know what he's going to do? Work. Work. Work well, get promoted, have good jobs. It's ridiculous.
All right, agreed 100%. There's nothing I disagree with you on, except for the fact that it took him 4 hours.
No, you're right. He spends 8 hours a day. Totally, yeah.